Previously on Revenge.
You have to get into a hospital.
I gotta get out of here and finish what Amanda started before it's too late. The Graysons framed her father.
Now that Conrad's running for governor, he'll be forced to vacate his seat on Grayson Global's board, which means that you can get closer to Daniel.
Look, we make one hell of a team. You deal me back in, and I swear, the sky's the limit.
In spite of our strained history, Amanda was family. As are you and your son.
On top of all the mystery, to find out that you were lying to me too. Did you know about her plan for the Graysons?
Jack, I am so sorry about everything.
I don't have time for this. I gotta bury my wife in an hour. Hoping I can come by and visit you next week. Talking about finding a way to honor Amanda.
Our door is always open.
Amanda Clark I knew was a survivor.
Who are you?
I'm a brother.
Oh, a match. It might afford her a world of comfort.
If only she dared to strike one.
It was a bright and wondrous flame, like a candle. She carefully warmed her hands over it. It was
A wonderful light. To carry a secret is to play with fire. Try to pass it on and you risk hurting someone else. Hold on to it. And eventually you'll get burned. Are you certain that nobody knows about this place?
not a chance. This is our safe haven. You definitely look like you're in need of one. Where have you been?
I went to the cemetery. Have a quiet moment with my father and Amanda.
You can imagine what depths that solitude brought you to.
I wasn't alone, Aiden. My foster brother showed up. I hadn't seen him in 14 years.
I assume he didn't recognize you.
No, but him being here is the last thing that I need right now.
Have you any reason to think he may wish you ill?
I burned down our house.
Why do you always draw the same thing?
So I never forget what my father did.
Killed all those people?
He lied to me.
Was there any matches? Hi. Amanda! Eli! What did I say about playing with fire? Where's Amanda? I haven't seen her. Liar. Into the bed, let's go.
Eli was my protector. And in return, I promised never to let anything separate us. And nothing ever did until I set that fire. I have a ton more from the wedding if you need me to print them out.
Oh, no, I think these will suffice.
Mom, this idea for a foundation in Amanda's name is such an amazing way to honor her. For you to be dedicating your time to it. I'm just so proud of you both.
Thanks, sweetheart. Oh, good morning, Daniel. How did you sleep?
I didn't. Still trying to figure out what the initiative is planning and how to stop it. Success of their schemes lies in keeping the pieces disparate so as to prevent anyone from connecting the dots. You'd do better concentrating on deflecting the blame by placing it on Ada Mathis. Better him than you, even after he proved his loyalty.
You need to watch your back with that one. And have you forgotten his pursuit of Emily?
And he was instrumental in my hosting at the company, was he not? No more so than I was. Yeah, a betrayal for which I've only just begun to forgive you, but you are my blood. Mathis is a common parasite. Would you say the same about David Clark? Or his daughter? I know ruining lives is in your DNA, but I'm not allowing another innocent person to pay the price for our sins. I wish that I could expedite the claim on your wife's policy, but I'm afraid it won't be fully processed until the criminal investigation is closed. I understand. If it would give you peace of mind, I could set up a life insurance policy to make sure that your baby is taken care of in the unlikely event of another tragedy. Yeah. I think that'd be a good idea. I'll draw up the paperwork, and I'll give you a call. Thanks. Hey. Are you okay? I'm just going crazy, trying to make sense of that night. What happened out there? Somebody pulls me out of the water, calls an ambulance for me, doesn't leave a name.
I'm still trying to figure out why no one told me you two had checked into the hotel in Nantucket. He said that? Yeah, I gotta go.
Hello?
Jack? It's Victoria Grayson. I know how difficult this time is for you right now, so please allow me to be brief.
I appreciate that.
Well, Conrad and I remain devastated over your terrible loss. And we asked ourselves how we could keep Amanda alive in more than just our hearts. So we arrived at this idea of creating a foundation in her name.
You mean like a charity?
Precisely. In light of Amanda's difficult childhood, we thought our goal could be a better tomorrow by promoting and protecting the well-being of children today. We could call it the Amanda Clark Foundation or the Amanda Porter Foundation, if you like.
Amanda Clark's more appropriate.
Then can I say we have your blessing?
Yeah, you have my blessing.
Thank you. I'll speak to you soon. What a wonderful idea. I hope I'm not interrupting. Charlotte called me and told me what you're up to, and I would love to offer my services as co-chair, Victoria. What do you think? $250,000. That's very generous. I'll take your offer under consideration. Pardon me. There's a young man at the door. He says he's Amanda Clark's brother.
Foster, brother to be specific. Eli James. It's an honor to meet you, Mrs. Grayson.
My apologies, Mr. James, but this is quite unexpected.
As was the news of my sister's death. Your daughter Charlotte invited me. Unfortunately, without enough lead time to make the funeral.
Well, it was a lovely ceremony. I'm sure Amanda would have appreciated the fact that you did everything you could to be there. Mr. James, Emily Thorne.
You look familiar. Do I know you?
We met at the cemetery.
Of course, of course. You said that you knew Amanda well.
I did. I'm her baby's godmother.
She was happy.
How long are you in town for, Mr. James?
I hadn't put a clock on it. I was on my way back from business in London when I heard the news.
Well, what line of business are you in?
Rare books.
Fascinating. Well, if your schedule allows, we would love for you to be an honored guest at the inaugural benefit in your sister's name.
I would love to.
Excuse me. Hello?
Oh, hey. I'm at your house. Where are you?
I'm with Victoria. She's putting together a foundation in honor of Amanda. I wanted to see how I could help.
I bet you did. Oh, don't let me interrupt.
Oh my god, I completely forgot. Stay there, I'll be right down. I am so sorry. I am late for a breakfast meeting. Maybe I can call you later, Victoria, to continue our discussion? Certainly. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thanks. And since I'll be staying for a while, I look forward to getting to know you. And all the people who knew my sister, of course. Speaking of which, is Charlotte here? I want to say thank you for inviting me.
Oh, I'm afraid my daughter's still at school, but I'm sure Amanda's husband would love to meet you, and I can give you directions. Perfect. I don't even know him, Nolan. I was 13, but I highly doubt that he was in London buying antique books last week.
Well, you think we could be dealing with another Tyler?
Tyler was sick. Eli is a wild card. If he figures out who I am, he could ruin everything.
Well, I'll check him out. As long as Padma's in a holding pattern with the initiative, it'll be a welcome distraction.
They haven't reached out to her yet?
Not a peep. She's in seclusion until they do. Where are you going?
I have to talk to Jack before Eli does.
I thought Jack wasn't talking to you.
You do know that guilt is a bottom fear. Can't be drowned in your afternoon tumbler.
Oh, I'm sorry if I can't reconcile the taking of a life as easily as you. The name Amanda Clark keeps ringing in my ears.
Well, then we have something in common. Where you let it consume you, your mother and I have chosen to resurrect her.
By slapping her name on a charity. If I recall, you did the exact same thing when you created the Victims United Fund after the crash of Flight 197.
Now, it's a bit of good born of tragedy. And which did, by the way, help me sleep a little better. Hopefully, a similar gesture will do the same for you.
And what exactly is in my future? The Ada Mathis Fund?
the head of the Charles. It seems like that regatta was just yesterday. 20 meters to go with your skull 2 lengths behind, and you drew in your God-given strength to win. Seeing you awarded this medal was one of my proudest moments.
Thanks for the walk down memory lane.
Yeah, a walk I can take only because I wasn't rotting away in some cell missing your accomplishments, Daniel. We do what we do, not for ourselves, but for something beyond ourselves. Me for the family I already had, and you for the family I'd like to imagine is in your future.
Hi, Mr. Grayson. How'd you do?
Quite well, Mr. Mathis, as do you. I understand Daniel was just telling me his plan to nominate you as my successor to the board.
Yes, well, your endorsement would mean a great deal.
I don't see why it shouldn't. Given the profitable direction of the firm, I've come to trust my son's judgment.
Well, thank you very much. Daniel, if you'd like to grab a drink after work, there's some acquisition proposals I'd like to run by you.
Sounds great.
You excuse me a second?
Yeah.
Hey,
What can I do for you?
Jack, listen, I know I hurt you. It's just, kind of hoping that you'd give me another chance.
Okay. How about you start by answering a question? When you and Amanda were in juvie, what was the opinion she had of her father?
What do you mean?
I got her foster brother here saying the entire time he knew her, she hated her dad.
He said that to you?
Among other things. Now, if that's true, why would Amanda risk everything trying to prove that the Graysons are David Clark for him?
All right. Thanks, Jack. Will I be seeing you at the foundation party?
Wouldn't miss it. Good. Eli. Emily.
Don't worry. Mrs. Grayson introduced us this morning.
Jack,
Guy's got the weight of the world on his shoulders. Not at all the footloose dock boy you told me about. Is he, Amanda? It's a nice tattoo. Looking pretty good for a dead girl. You really fell off the map after you did your time. I mean, I spent years trying to track you down, but all I found was a stripper passing herself off as you. Then I saw a photo. I knew you weren't really dead, so... What's the con?
no con. I just got sick of trying to outrun my name. So I traded it for the one I have now.
So Emily Thorne. That's the... dead girl. That doesn't seem like an even trade to me. I mean, you got money and shed the name, but the stripper gets a broke-ass boyfriend and a one-way ticket to the bottom of the Atlantic.
Eli, why did you come here?
I already told you. Your illegitimate sister invited me.
If it's money that you want, I've got plenty of it. But I can't have you staying here.
Hey, not worried that I'm gonna mess things up, are you? I mean, you do remember who you're talking to, right?
Everyone says you set that fire at your last house on purpose.
People believe what they want to believe.
Tell me the truth. I'll believe you. Amanda, get back up here. The Peterson family wants a second blood. Don't blow it.
Look, it's not that I don't trust you. I do. I've just worked really hard at starting over. And it seems like you have too. Antique books.
That's just a scam around on dumb rich people. Also got them believing I graduated cum laude from Columbia.
Eli, these people might be rich, but they're not dumb. Eventually, they're gonna figure you out.
Well, I can't have that. I've already got outstanding warrants in 3 states.
What if I told you that I had a way to wipe your record clean?
You can make that happen.
I'll even provide the means for you to start over. You just have to do it somewhere else.
Yeah. Well, if it ain't Danny Grayson, king of the world.
And are you?
Nah, I'm just a grunt over at Ellicott and Cowles. I know, it's not top tier like Grayson Global. I actually got my MBA.
Ain't that now, pal?
I was just wondering if maybe you could recommend a red to me, something in the $1 million range.
Serious, man, back off.
Oh, I admire you. You know, you get handed the keys to the kingdom, and then here you are getting sauced before closing bell. I said, back off.
Say it walking now. What the hell are you doing? I don't need you to defend. Trust me, I was saving that guy and you from a lawsuit. Go ahead, what do you say? He's the one that's trying to make money the easy way.
What the hell is it with you anyway? First you come after my job and my fiance. Now you want to be my guardian angel?
I was protecting your best interests.
Yo, maybe you should start protecting your own. You think you want my life? Careful what you wish for.
Mr. Mathis, I'm wondering if you might share a few minutes to discuss some business, particularly my son. I'm concerned about him.
I think that would be a great idea. Timing couldn't be better.
Well, timing, as they say, is everything. In the corner to your left.
Help you?
My name's Jack Porter. Police had an ambulance pick me up from this slip over Labor Day weekend.
The guy from that boat fire?
Yeah.
Sorry to hear about your wife. Terrible thing that happened.
Yeah, thanks. I don't suppose you were here that night.
I already told the cops everything I know.
Hey, my wife died that night, and I have no idea what happened to her out there. Do you have any idea what that's like? Look, I'm just trying to get some answers here. Somebody pulled me onto these docks and saved my life. If it wasn't you, just tell me who it was. I can't go on like this. Please.
The guy called, asking to charter my speedboat on Labor Day. The Rose Gray. I left the boat key in an envelope form inside the console.
Without ever having met him.
Later that night, he called again. We met back here on the dock. There was blood everywhere. So he paid me money, a lot of money, to keep me from asking questions and to buy the Rose Gray outright.
And you didn't catch a name.
Like I said, he paid cash.
Do you remember what he looked like?
Tall, sandy hair, blue eyes. That's all I remember, kid. Anyone asks, they'll hear a different story. I got a family, too.
Yeah. That's all right. You told me plenty.
Victoria, quite the turnout. I can only imagine what Amanda would say if she were here.
I can think of a few things.
No, then it's lovely to see you.
Ah, Victoria.
Emily, my apologies for not getting back to you on your offer to co-chair, but to be honest, with all your philanthropic commitments, I don't think that you have time to fulfill what this position demands.
So you found another candidate?
Well, I am considering my options. Excuse me.
Charming event. You much more handsome than his mugshot.
Not exactly a face that screams extortion and embezzlement, is it?
Hey there. Emily, right?
Eli, this is Nolan. He's assisting in what we discussed.
Got it. Nice to meet you, Nolan.
Shall we then? I'd like to get a jump on the raw bar. Oh, Eli James. It's quite the criminal record. Any relationship to Jesse?
Can we wipe the slate or not?
And as promised, some money to get you started somewhere else. Now, will you go?
That, was the deal, but I wouldn't want to be rude by bowing out of the party too soon. Excuse me.
I am not entirely convinced your Fobro plans to hold up his end of the bargain.
Well, we'll have to make sure he does.
Cheers.
Charlotte, are you looking for an escape route?
Declan, you made it.
Where were you all day? Did you skip school? I tried calling you.
Sorry, my day just slipped away.
Here you are. Hey, man. Hi. Eli James.
Declan.
Eli grew up with Amanda. Declan is Amanda's brother-in-law.
And your boyfriend?
Well, Charlotte here is a sweetheart. She was nice enough to show me around the island today.
So that's where your day went? Can we talk?
Sure, but can it wait? There are a few people I wanted to introduce Eli to.
Hey, man, why don't I get you a drink? You look like you could use it.
You know what? I'm good. You guys go ahead, and, you should call me when you're not so preoccupied.
Only Ashley Davenport can whip together such an elegant gala so quickly.
Thanks, Emily. Glad someone appreciates that these parties don't just throw themselves.
Listen, you know the heads up that you gave me about Amanda? I wanted to return the favor before anybody else gets hurt.
Amanda's foster brother. What about him?
He and Amanda were not as close as he's claiming. Amanda told me that a couple of years ago he looked her up at the club she was working at. He was in trouble with some people, needed some money. If I were the Graysons, I wouldn't be comfortable with him under this roof.
Okay, I'm on it.
I take it that's the prodigal brother.
In the flesh.
And on the prowl, by the looks of it. Well, maybe I could take a few pointers on wooing Grace and offspring. Daniel still hasn't spoken to me since his meltdown in Midtown.
Does he know that his father intervened?
No, not yet.
And still no details on the position that Conrad wants to discuss with you.
No, but I have a feeling I'm about to find out. Look, in the meantime, why don't you give Daniel a push? I'll persuade his guilt about putting me between him and the initiative.
No, it's too risky. He'll question my motives from the moment I knock on his door.
Well, perhaps I can lead him to yours.
Are you telling me Eli is a wolf in sheep's clothing? Because all I can see is the sheep.
If he and Amanda were in fact estranged, then why is he here? What does he want?
What every sheep wants, money, status, who cares? I'm just relieved he's not allied with that poor lost soul. Who told you this anyway?
Emily Thorne.
Oh. Well, all the more reason to welcome him with open arms. I can handle anyone who operates in subterfuge, present company included.
You gotta be kidding me.
Look, I'm just here to try and talk some sense into you. We're not friends, I accept that. But I know it's not like you to be in your cups at midday or take on some shiny suit at the slightest provocation. As long as my future's tied up with yours, I have a stake in your well-being.
Untouched, you gonna recommend a therapist?
No. But I do know someone you can talk to. Look, you accused me of having designs on your ex, but I assure you, I've moved on. Emily, on the other hand, hasn't, and that was painfully evident for the entire time we dated. Just all you should know. And if there's anyone who can help you through whatever it is you're suffering, let me both know she's a good listener.
Did she put you up to this? I imagine it's how you scored your invite tonight.
Well, once again, your instincts fail you. It was your father who summoned me.
Regardless of what you're gonna donate, it's gonna be half of it. Could you have a word? Well, I certainly hope this word is worth $100,000, because that's about the size of the donation you just scared off.
Yeah, I hope your explanation's worth twice that, because I'm going to take you out right here in front of everyone.
Oh, variations on the thing you said at happy hour.
Ada Mathis just told me you appointed him treasurer of the foundation. What the hell are you doing?
Well, you don't have the brass to do. Whilst every dime we collect in Amanda Clark's honor will be distributed to those in need, neither the patrons nor the future treasurer of the ACF will ever be aware of its true purpose.
Is all foundations a front? You are unbelievable.
After the downing of Flight 197, the investigation tied up all of our capital. We could have lost everything, Daniel. Well, this time I'm intent on keeping our assets out of the government's reach.
On here, I thought you were just doing this for your conscience.
No, in fact, my intent here was to lift the weight off yours. You've clearly been dragging your feet and targeting Mr. Mathis. And as you said, I've already framed one man, right? Listen to me. When the initiative inevitably lowers its hammer, it needs to appear that Mr. Mathis not only assisted in the plot, but has also taken off with our money. We will be safe legally and financially. I've made the first move in that direction. The next is yours, son.
Amanda and I weren't just friends, we were family.
Check out Fobro climbing Mount Grayson like it ain't no thing.
I'm not going for this.
Even though it's been over a decade since I last saw her, she left a lifelong impression.
She was amazing, wasn't she? She was. Amanda told me that she felt so much guilt for what she did, starting that fire. You must blame her to some degree.
What is this about?
Foster home where we lived, Amanda and I were called invisibles. The kind of kids adoptive parents wanted nothing to do with. Too old, too jaded. Only thing we had to rely on was each other. Until one day, it looked like a family might actually take her in after all. I always thought that she started that fire so they wouldn't want her. And we could stay together.
I don't think I could imagine a sadder way to grow up.
It wasn't easy. Especially for Amanda. She was a troubled girl.
Well, who's to judge? After the hand life dealt her, whose daughter she was.
And yet here you are, a shining example of a child who persevered. From a foster home to Columbia University.
Well, in the face of tragedy, I count myself lucky. After the fire, I went on to a better home, a family who adopted me and gave me a real education. Which is why I wanted to donate this to the cause.
$100,000.
In honor of Amanda and all of the invisible children.
Evening, everyone. I'm Jack Porter. I wasn't sure if I was even going to make it tonight. Didn't know if I could face reality. Amanda she was my wife. But in light of everything that happened, I realized I can count my true friends on one hand. And the Graysons are among them. So, Victoria, Conrad, thank you for giving me hope that something good might come from all this. Thank you all for being here.
We applaud your bravery, Mr. Porter. Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight and for helping us launch the Amanda Clark Foundation series.
What are you doing here? Practicing. Practicing what? Lying through my teeth like you and Emily. Buddy, I found the guy that you bought the Rose Grave from. What the hell's a Rose Grave? Boat. Nolan, you were the one who rescued me. You were there the night Amanda died. Okay, Jack, listen. No. I'm done listening to you. If you or Emily were my real friends, you would have told me the truth in the beginning. We wouldn't be here, rubbing elbows with the people responsible for her death. The very people she came here to destroy.
What was that about?
Nothing I can't handle. You've got your hands full right now.
Not to mention vigorous and bold. Which is why I simply can't imagine a better soul to join me as co-chair than Eli James. Come up here, Eli.
Mrs. Grayson.
I thought we had a deal.
So did I, until I overheard Victoria's little sidekick relaying your warning against me.
Precautionary measures.
I bet. But with you handing out $100,000 checks, it's obvious that there's more to the story than you're telling me, and now you got me curious.
Emily. Hi.
Can I talk to you?
Yeah, I was just on my way home, actually.
Even better, I'll walk to you.
Okay.
Eli? I was hoping to catch Daniel. I wanted to introduce you to him.
Actually, he just left with your neighbor.
Emily Thorne?
That's the one.
Just I'm a beautiful bride. Get out of here, Nolan.
Get out before I call the police.
You know what? Go ahead and call them, Jack. Because I would tell them the same thing that I'm about to tell you. As much as I'd like to take credit for saving your life the other night, that's not what happened out there. What is this? A copy of the title to the speedboat formerly known as the Rose Gray
Now currently renamed and registered to one Kenneth Ryan. Look, if you don't believe my hacking skills, go to the DMV yourself tomorrow.
Kenny was driving that boat.
Well, that's what the state record says. I mean, I guess it makes sense, considering no one came forward to say they saved your life. Wouldn't be the first time that the Ryan brothers teamed up against you, though. Maybe Kenny had a crisis of conscience.
I gotta find them.
Jack, you need to let the police find them. Hey, you have got a son and a brother that need you alive and well. The Ryan brothers? Don't let them take any more away from you. They already have.
You're right. I'm sorry I doubted you. I shouldn't be telling you this.
Telling me what, Daniel? What is going on?
You probably won't believe it anyway. And here we are. This house is the perfect spot for this. No one knew better than David Clark what I'm going through right now.
What are you talking about? Daniel, are you in some kind of trouble?
The people that brought down that plane all those years ago, they're now forcing me to coordinate the financing of their next plot through Grayson Global.
Oh my God. Have you contacted the authorities?
No, I can't. I've heard the people I care about, maybe even you. God, it's just every day I feel this noose tightening around my neck. I can hardly breathe, and I can't get out of it without putting it around someone else's.
Well, maybe that's what you're gonna have to do.
Even if it means that person will suffer the fate that they have planned for me.
All I care about is you. Do your parents know about this?
Know about this? That's the whole reason for this party tonight. They're hiding their money in this foundation in case there's an investigation and their assets are frozen.
Are you kidding me?
No.
I guess I should cancel my check.
No, don't, please. They'll suspect I told you something. I will pay you back every cent, I promise. Just... please, don't say a word about this to anybody.
And the king sat in his counting room counting all his money.
The queen was in the parlor eating bread and boozing. Ooh, there's quite a healthy buy-in from Mr. James. 100,000.
The question is, what is it he's expecting to buy? Do we raise enough money to form a legitimate charity?
Just shy of 5 million. No one can accuse you of being an underachiever, my dear. So, have you come to berate me again for my wayward ways?
Well, believe it or not, I'm right there with you. With your support, the board should confirm Ada Mathis by Friday. Oh, I'd raise a red flag if I didn't support our own cause.
Be sure the treasurer knows it's tax deductible. Thank God he's found the fortitude to get through this.
I have a pretty good idea where he got it. Seems he's been cozying up to Emily Thorne this evening.
If he is cozying up to someone, you can bet Trask will know about it.
Well, then maybe he can help solve one of our problems.
Emily.
Hey, how's Jack?
Better. Haven't convinced that Kenny Ryan bought that speedboat.
Good. Listen, you said the carrion can overtake any host computer. Is that true?
It's never met a firewall it couldn't level in seconds. Without a trace. It's marvelous, really. But, I know you didn't call it the sweet talk technology.
The Graysons are planning to move their entire fortune into the Amanda Clark Foundation. If we can access that account, then we could...
Bankrupt the Graysons. That is quite an Achilles you've discovered.
And tomorrow we sever it.
So how do I look? Someone about to go to a board induction, hopefully.
I would say that you look the part of both board member for a corrupt company and treasurer for a bogus charity.
Well, the latter position may not last too long, as Conrad has me as treasurer of a Swiss account for which I seem to have lost the routing information.
Oh, here. I borrowed it for Nolan, sorry.
Thank you. So, I take it the Graysons are well on the road towards poverty?
Assuming that Nolan's software works as well as he claims it does.
So what are you going to do about Eli?
Nothing for now. If he exposes me, he jeopardizes everything he stands to gain here. He wouldn't do that.
I don't know if this is to do with guilt about the child fire or Amanda
It's
or...
nothing to do with
or
Amanda.
whatever it is. I don't like seeing you put yourself at risk for a person who you owe no allegiance to whatsoever.
I do owe him. But I understand that he's a liability. I just need to figure out how to get him to leave without causing any more harm.
So, this is where Aiden's son waxes off, huh?
Make yourself at home. See you later.
There's been much speculation as to who would fill my father's empty seat on the board, and, well, I'm thrilled to announce the victor. Aiden Mathis. He's not only capable of helping steer this company, but he's got your back in a bar fight, too. An all-around good bloke. Welcome aboard. Thank you.
You're certain that Canyon can access the account without setting off alarms?
She's a silent killer. Why do you think I'm so anxious about who gets their hands on her? Watch. You'll be amazed. Super subnet firewall. Demolished. Ooh, dual-homed gateway. Crushed. Rotating integrated matrix. Impressive, and yet...
Alright, stop. What happened?
Hey, let me access the mainframe's code. See what's tripping us out. This is Kippy.
What? What is it?
I've seen this before.
All the forensic evidence, your emails, the account transfers, everything that the Graysons had doctored to have you put away was done by someone on the payroll. Well, at first I didn't know who until I started searching the log files. The Falcon. He's a hacker legend. At one point, I aspired to be him. His only flaw, his ego. He leaves his name in everything that he codes. No, look, the Graysons paid a lot of people for a lot of lies, but this is the one person they could not have framed you without. If I can just...
Listen, I appreciate everything that you're doing, but I can't waste my time fighting anymore.
But David, this is the lead that we have been searching for.
Amanda, she set another fire. It's worse than the last one. She's looking at least 3 years in juvie. You need to forget about me and focus on her. She's the only thing that matters anymore. You can't let her end up in a place like this, Nolan. When she's ready, I want you to make sure that she gets this. It's her future. I am trusting you to make sure that she lives long enough to have a future, Nolan.
Whoever wrote the code protecting this bank account is the same person that sealed your father's fate. The man, the myth, the Falcon is back on the Graysons' payroll.
And let's go hunting.